Good afternoon from Delaware. Good afternoon. This is Lucy coming to you from Delaware. Today is Thursday. It's December 18th, 2025. As I wait for you guys to join in the live, share the live as you come in. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Sunny, cold day here in Delaware. Delaware is on the east coast of the US. Lots of information today. We're going to try and cover different topics. We'll go over the visa bulletin. The most current visa bulletin is out. And we'll talk about the latest information about the travel ban. So as you join in the live stream, share the live and invite other people to join in. Let me know if you can hear me. Type down on the comment section where you are watching from. My name is Lucy. This is Lucy Mwangi USA YouTube channel, and on TikTok, I talk about legal ways of coming to the US. I also strongly and in details talk about the diversity visa program and other legal ways of coming to the US. We also talk about life in the US as an African immigrant. Happy holidays from Delaware. Share the live, guys, and like the live as you join in. Today, we are going to talk about the new visa bulletin, and we are also going to talk about the travel ban. So share the live and let me know where you're watching from. Type on the comment on the chat. Type on the chat. Let me know where you are watching from. On TikTok, thank you for guys for joining in. Regina Chebet, Albete from Ethiopia, thank you for joining in. Eugene123, Adam Kone, AWG, Rita Ritz. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for joining in the live. And Vicky Mama, thank you for joining. And everybody else who is joining. Let me know if you can hear me. Is the sound okay? Morris, thank you for joining in. I'm good. You're watching from Kenya. Siaya, okay. Thank you for joining. Eloise, thank you for joining. Nelly's here. Esther, thank you for joining. Waiting for a couple more people to join in, and then I will start the live stream. Let me know if you can hear me. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, okay? And then we'll start. Albite, Jose, Waish, Mars, thank you. Thank you, guys. Catherine, thank you for joining. And everybody else, Eric, thank you for joining. And for the gifts, Jackie, thank you. And yeah, okay, guys. So we have a couple of people now that have joined. So we're just going to start off on YouTube. So let me know on YouTube. Can you guys hear me? Okay, Maurice says thumbs up, and somebody says thumbs down. They can't hear me. So where are you from? On TikTok, can you hear me? Eugene? Please, I'm Ghana, and my case number is 15K and nothing. We'll talk about the visa bulletin. And I need assurance that the audio is good. Some people are saying it's good, and some people are saying it's not. Talisa from Zambia. Are you guys okay with the audio? Are you guys okay with the audio? Let me look at my settings just to be sure. Okay. All right. From my end, it looks like everything is good. So I will go ahead and start the live stream. Okay. So on this live stream today, the US government has officially expanded the travel ban under a new presidential proclamation signed December 16th, 2025, taking effect January 1st of 2026. So on this live stream, we'll break down the 12 original countries that were on the total ban and the countries that were on the partial ban initially. That was, I think, in June. Then we'll talk about the newly added countries now under a total ban. Some countries have moved from being on partial ban to going to a total ban. Some countries remain under the partial travel restrictions. We'll talk about who is affected, who is exempt, and what this means for immigrants, visa applicants, and families worldwide. And this update affects Africa, the Caribbean, the Middle East, and Asia, and has major consequences for immigrant visas, student visas, tourist visas, and family petitions. So make sure you stay on the live and share the live so other people can benefit from this information. So I'm getting a lot of questions because a lot of people are confused and their life has been disrupted. Their immigration plans have been disrupted by the new travel ban. So we'll talk about that in a few minutes, and then we'll go over your questions if you have any. So yesterday, I did an announcement as soon as I found out, and we found out that the US has extended the restrictions for travel for many more countries than we expected. So we'll go over those countries. And yes, somebody on TikTok is saying Sierra Leone. Yeah, Sierra Leone was one of the countries that were on the partial ban, and they're now on the full-blown total ban. So previously, there were 12 countries on the total ban. Those countries were Afghanistan, Burma, which is Myanmar, Chad, Republic of the Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. There were countries that were on the previous partial ban list. And those countries were Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela. So 2 countries had their travel ban changed from partial ban to full ban. And those countries were Laos and Sierra Leone. So the DV program is divided into regions, and the biggest region is Africa. Most of those countries are from the African region. So you can imagine how that affects the diversity visa program, especially for people who had won the 2026 DV and were planning to come to the US. The biggest thing to remember is that even if you qualify for a visa, the chances of you being allowed entry into the US becomes a problem if your country is on the list of travel banned countries. But we'll go over some of the exceptions. There are not many, but we'll go over some of those exceptions. So the proclamation that was released, if you guys want to read it in detail, I don't know if anybody wants to do that. It's very, very, it's very, very long. It took me a while to read it and try to figure out what it's saying. But it was released and signed yesterday, so by President Trump, and the Constitution gives him that authority to restrict entry of some people into the United States. So he's exercising those privileges. So here is the proclamation. All this document is very, very long. It has all the countries listed and the reasons for listing those countries. Most of the reasons are dealing with visa overstays. So they have this report that comes out. It's called the Overstay Report, and it tells you how many people have overstayed their different kinds of visas. So, for example, if we take an example of Senegal, it says, according to Overstay Report, Senegal had a B1, B2 visa overstay rate of 4.3%, and F, M, and J visa, those are student-related visas, overstay rate of 13.07%. So the entry into the United States of nationals of Senegal as immigrants and as non-immigrants, so that means immigrant visas, those are like family-based green cards and DV lottery. Those kinds of visas have been suspended. And then non-immigrant visa categories of B1, B2, and B1, B2, and the combination of B1 and B2, F, M, and J visas has been suspended as well. And then they continue to say consular officers shall reduce the validity for any other non-immigrant visa issued to nationals of Senegal to the extent permitted by law. So on a case-by-case basis, they can decide what they are going to do with the other categories of visas. So it's a very long document. And if you want to read about a specific country, you can do that. The one thing that I wanted to mention before I let you know what other countries are listed on the travel ban. So now we know there's an addition of Laos and Sierra Leone to the total ban. But other countries that were added to the full ban are Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, South Sudan, and Syria. So those 5 countries were added to the full ban. For the partial ban, before we talk about another exemption that I wanted to quickly talk about called Turkmenistan, there's some kind of special thing that happened with them this year or this time around. The other countries on the travel ban are Angola, Antigua and Barbuda, Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, Dominica, Gabon, Gambia, Malawi, Mauritania, Nigeria, Senegal, Tanzania, Tonga, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. It is important to mention that Palestinian Authority document holders are also included in the travel ban. So let me know if your country is listed. I don't know if can you guys see my, let me see. Can you guys see my document or no? Let me remove the highlight. Maybe you can see it better. Okay. There you go. All right. So those are the countries. So the other thing that I found out is that your country can be removed from the total ban because they do these reviews every 6 months. So that's had. So sorry about that. Let me know if you guys are back. I think there was like a glitch a little bit. But every 180 days, they review the travel ban restrictions. And depending on what conditions they had put for one particular country, if that country complies or improves on the conditions, then they can remove or they can ease up on the travel ban. One of those countries was Turkmenistan. So according to the report, Turkmenistan, some of the ban was lifted because they complied with some of the requirements that were put in place. So for them, tourist and student visas have been lifted for Turkmenistan. And so Let me see. I think I got it. So let me try and share that. So I was trying to share the visa bulletin. So let's see. Visa bulletin for 2026, the January one. Okay. So these are interviews for Feb. And if you scroll down all the way, and we'll do a quick comparison. I already have a video on TikTok for the comparison if you want to look at that. So for February, immigrant numbers in DV category are available to qualified DV 26 applicants, chargeable to all regions. Eligible countries as follows. When an allocation cutoff number is shown, visas are available only for applicants with DV regional lottery rank numbers below the specified allocation cutoff number. So the numbers moved up from 35,000 case number as the max to 45,000 for Africa as the cutoff. So any number below 45,000 is current, meaning that there's a visa available to you. And depending on your embassy performance and how quickly they are sending out 2NLs, then you should be expecting your second notification letter anytime soon. For Asia, they moved from 15,000 to 30,000. That was like a double jump. And Europe moved from 8,500 to 11,000. Some exceptions for Africa are Algeria, which jumped from 20,000 to 37,000, and Egypt from 16,000 to 21,000. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with Egypt because it might be under the umbrella of the Palestinian Authority's documentation holders. So I don't know if that will affect the winners of the DV. So if you look at the visa bulletin, it looks like it's good news, but a lot of people are telling me that they have not been receiving their 2NLs. So the thing is, even if your case number is current and your visa, you're not getting a visa interview. So I don't know, how does that help? It doesn't. So we all have to be patient, and we all have to hope that our embassies will send you guys your 2NLs so that you can go for interviews. And then the thing is, even with you getting a visa interview, if you're under the travel ban, you will not be allowed entry into the United States. So it's a lot of bad news. I don't have a lot of good news apart from the fact that people now with high case numbers might have an opportunity to get an opportunity to be interviewed, to go for a visa interview. But that is just being countered by the fact that we have a travel ban. So I don't know. It's a mix of good news and bad news. So make sure you stay informed and keep yourself updated with what is going on with the United States immigration. If you have a specific question or a complicated case, be sure to seek immigration attorney counsel so that they can advise you accordingly. Okay. Somebody's saying, I hope nobody is allowed in. Okay. It's a lot of, it's very disappointing. It's very disappointing for people who have gone through the whole process. This is a process that is set forth by the United States, and people participate in it. A lot of people follow the right channels. They follow the instructions. They follow the rules. But now all their efforts are going to come to an end because of the travel ban. Hopefully, this is not going to be permanent, and obviously, there's no administration that lasts forever. So we are hoping that things will get better for different countries. Obviously, we don't want people in the country who are going to be a national security hazard or risk. But at the same time, a lot of people are generalized and being punished because of actions of just a few people. So just keep yourself informed, keep yourself updated on what is going on. On TikTok, let me know if you have questions. On YouTube, I think we are back. We are back on YouTube. So if you have any questions, F1 that recently got the visa, should I travel before January? So if the visa was issued, so that's how I understood the proclamation. If your visa was issued before January 1st, then you will be exempt from that restriction. But anybody who is trying to process a visa after January 1st, then they will not be allowed entry. Why is it taking so much time for work permit to be approved? They are making a lot of changes with different policies. The other day, I made a video about the extension of the work authorization document, and everything now is being like micro. They are putting like a microscope on everything. They're doing a lot of vetting. They said they're going to start using AI. They're starting a new vetting center in Georgia, Atlanta, and so everything is just going to be slow from now on. So just be patient, and you can email them to see what the progress is. As far as the DV lottery being open or not, as of today, the diversity visa program for 2027 is still not open. I'm just looking at the portal, people on TikTok. I'm looking at dvprogram.state.gov, and I don't see any updates. They still have the one from 2026. So no new updates about DV 2027. The only thing that I can say is that for sure they said the $1 is going to be applicable, the $1 fee. So make sure that you guys get ready for that. We don't have the instructions yet. We don't have a list of eligible countries. I'm not sure if they will add more countries on the eligibility list, countries that are not eligible. But all that is speculation for right now. We can only speculate. We don't have any concrete information. Inabidi unasema 2NL zinatumwa lini? So the next batch of 2NLs should be, so that the visa bulletin came out yesterday. So anytime now, within the next few days, they should send new batches of 2NLs. But then again, it depends on your embassy. I passed my citizenship interview, but oath ceremony was canceled, and I don't know which for Congo. Oh, wow. Yeah. So, like I said, these policies and these proclamations, they just get released abruptly, and it's like every day there's a new update. It's very difficult to keep up. So I would talk to a lawyer to see what to do, because some of those things I don't know if you're able to handle them by yourself. There's reports of oath ceremonies being canceled, citizenship appointments being canceled, and a lot of immigration procedures being canceled or interrupted or delayed. So be aware of your case. Follow up with your attorney if you have one, and be stay updated on what's going on. All right. If your country is in partial ban, can you play the DV lottery? You can play the DV lottery 2027 when it comes on, and hopefully your country will not be under the travel ban by the time 2027 DV is ending. So we don't know. Like I said, for Turkmenistan, even if the immigrant visas are still banned right now, but you don't know if the country continues to comply with the US requirements, then maybe their immigrant visas will be allowed, to come into the US, people holding immigrant visas. But for right now, you're going to have difficulties coming into the US, the port of entry, if your country is on the partial ban or on the total ban. Once again, I am not an immigration attorney. You guys know that. I just give my personal opinion. I do a lot of research on these websites and follow the news of what's going on. But if you have a specific unique case and it's complicated and your questions are not being answered on these platforms, then please, by all means, consult an immigration attorney so that you can be directed in the right path. So Kai's dad, you say, so DV 2026 winners from countries with a partial travel ban is over for them. So for immigrant, this ban covers immigrant visas and non-immigrant visas. The DV lottery is a immigrant visa. It is one of those green card category visas called diversity visa program. The other category of immigrant visas could be family based. So if your family petitions for you, or a marriage visa, or you come in and there's a path that you follow, you get a green card and then you can apply for citizenship if you want. So unfortunately, if you don't have another passport that you can use for a country that is not banned, it's looking a little bit difficult for DV winners from 2026 DV to be able to be allowed into the US. Once again, this is not good news. It's a very sad situation for people who've been waiting for their immigration process to be completed by coming into the US. So I empathize. I empathize with everybody who is going through this. I'm sure it's not easy. Somebody said on a F1 visa and from a partially banned country, can I still be allowed to enter the US after January 1st? Okay. If once again, if your visa was issued prior to January 1st, they're saying you will not be affected by the ban. It's for those people who are trying to process visas after January 1st. Those are the ones that are going to be affected. Okay. What is the interview date delay time at Nairobi Embassy EB3? I don't know. Case numbers of around 37K is likely to get 2NL Lini. For which country? I don't have the data for specific embassies and how they are performing. If you have recently gone for an interview or if you've recently received a 2NL, please let us know which country it was and which embassy you went to. I have an interview at the end of this month and I'm from the Gambia. Does this ban affect my case? If you can get your visa issued before January 1st, then you should be okay and you should hurry up and travel. Okay. I don't see any other question. I don't see any other questions, but lots of not so good news. But as far as the visa bulletin, that's a piece of good news because the case numbers are going up higher and higher. So that means a lot of people will have an opportunity to get an interview. People who are asking about the citizenship oath ceremony being canceled and your country was placed on a partial ban. So what's going to happen next? Please consult your immigration attorney if you have one to give you direction on what to do. Case number 37K for Nairobi. Nairobi, people in Kenya, what is the highest case number that people have received 2NLs? The last time I heard from a previous live was, I think, 14K. I don't know if that has improved. And I don't know if there were any 2NLs sent out after the last visa bulletin. I didn't get any feedback. So I'm hoping that this time there will be a batch or two of 2NLs sent out after this visa bulletin from yesterday. Somebody's saying it's about time the US cleans up the visa system once and for all. Can a nurse with a degree still apply? You can still apply. Case number 13K in Abu Dhabi. Kindly brief if you have any information. Like I said, I don't have information on specific embassies. So there was somebody on inbox today saying their case number was below 7,000, but they saw somebody else with a case number of 14,000 in Nairobi getting a visa interview, and they got their 2NL. So they were asking how come they have not received. But then they mentioned that they submitted their DS 260 late. So that could be the problem, or that could be the issue, is that if you submitted your DS 260 late, you have to give it time to be processed. So even if the visa bulletin is saying that your case number is current, your case number that you are under 45,000, but your DS 260 is not processed, then you have to wait for the DS 260 to be processed. Let me see. You're asking, kindly explain the issue about one having two citizenship, for example, one for Kenya and one for the United States. Was it provoked or not? Because there was a proposal by the United States government for dual citizenship. It's not clear whether that's going to be implemented or not. Something about ending dual citizenship, but I haven't seen a final rule on that. Somebody has a point. They're saying people forget to renew their paperwork. So now we can afford to do that. You can afford to do that. You have to stay on top of your immigration paperwork. One of the biggest reasons that is quoted for the travel ban is overstaying of visas. People are forgetting to renew their green card. They're forgetting, like, if you have a conditional green card, you have to stay on top of that so that you don't miss the deadlines. People are overstaying their visitor visa and other visas that require you to follow certain conditions. And so when maybe, for example, you get pulled over for maybe a traffic stop or something, and they look up, because now these agencies are working together. So you can be pulled over for a minor traffic problem, and you end up being in an immigration detention or being interrogated about your immigration status. So don't forget to update and renew your visas, and don't overstay your visas. Is there any chance for those who had their interviews in countries partially banned? So it's going to be on a case by case basis. That's what the proclamation said. So I don't know your specific case, so I would use a professional immigration attorney to see what's going on, whether you can be allowed to come in. But if you guys get your visas before January 1st, then it says that you are okay. You are okay. Somebody saying VD is open. DV or VD? It's not open. I just checked a few minutes ago. Fatusha, thank you for joining. I'm okay. Thank you guys for sharing the live. I appreciate it. Tap on the screen, double tap the screen, and share the live. Today, we are talking about the new extended travel ban and how it affects the diversity visa. I was looking yesterday to see how many countries. Oh, I forget Turkmenistan and Venezuela. They are also on the travel ban. So let me go over that list one more time of the countries under the travel ban. So the biggest thing is, I know it's inevitable, but don't panic. Just understand where you are in your immigration process. And if you need like immigration help, you can consult a lawyer to help you, and just stay informed. Stay informed because immigration policies change, and anything can happen. Anything can happen for the better. So Burundi, Cuba, Togo, and Venezuela are on the partial ban, and then Angola, Antigua and Barbuda, Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, Dominica, Gabon, the Zambia, Malawi, Mauritania, Nigeria, Senegal, Tanzania, Tonga, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. Turkmenistan ban was modified, so immigrant visas are still suspended. Tourist and student and exchange visas have been reinstated. So, and then for the total ban, Burkina Faso, Laos, Mali, Niger, Sierra Leone, South Sudan, and Syria. Those are new countries that were added to the travel ban. Okay. Do you guys have any further questions about the travel ban? I was looking to see the people that have won the DV program 2026 and who were looking forward to coming in to the US, and the list is so many people, is thousands of people that are now affected by the travel ban. So I'm curious to see how that's going to affect everything as far as more people qualifying to come in, and what are they going to do with those visas for people who had qualified to come into the US. So I'm curious to see about that. Those coming in, joining on TikTok, thank you for joining in. Thank you for joining in. Share the live. If my case number is 13K is processed and awaiting for interview schedule since last month, when to and else will be sent. For which country? For which country? So depending on your country and your embassy, then if your embassy is performing well and it's sending out to and else, then you should be getting it soon. So the travel ban is reviewed every 180 days. People who are not affected by the travel ban is US citizens, green card holders, lawful permanent residents, dual citizens using a non-banned passport, refugees and asylees, and all visas issued before January 1st of 2026. So if you're working on your immigration, make sure if you can hurry up and get that done, that would be great. That way you'll be excused from the ban. Okay. Peace of mind, you have a question. Okay, what's the question? How about my case where my account was hacked and I sent the email to change my email? Oh, wow. What kind of visa? Can you still visit? Okay. A Nigerian passport holder currently holding B1, B2 visa. I have tickets booked to visit by January. Yeah, as long as your visa was already issued and it was issued before January 1st of 2026, they're saying it's safe to travel. It's the ban, the new ban is effective January 1st of 2026. But the previous ban is still on for those countries. The previous 19 countries. Okay, so if you've already emailed KCC to change your email, it might take a while, but just be patient. I hope your case number was not solo. What was your case number again? Did you say what your case number was? All right. So if you guys don't have any further questions, I just wanted to get on here and talk about the travel ban and how it affects the diversity visa program and who is affected by the travel ban, uh, new countries affected, because there were new countries added to the travel ban list, and a total of 20 countries were added yesterday. And then you have to include the Palestinian Authority document holders who it's probably Egypt, Jordan, and Syria. But Syria is already on that list of the travel ban. So unfortunately, I didn't have any good news today. The only good news was that the visa bulletin numbers are going up and they have improved. So hopefully, people with higher case numbers will have an opportunity this time around to get a visa interview. I empathize with everybody who won the DV 2026, who has lost or is like has the potential to lose their chance to come to the United States. Hopefully things will get better. I don't know how long this travel ban is going to go on. According to their proclamation, it's reviewed every 180 days. So we'll see what happened in 6 months. But the thing is with the DV program, it's limited to deadlines. So I'm hoping that um, things will get better. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you being here. Subscribe to my channel, Lucy Mwangi USA. Follow me on TikTok as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video.